Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, welcome to your Twin Flame Contract read for August, September 2020 or Timeless. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, fellow Earth sign Virgo that I am, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but your dad just calls me Mal, and really, these twin flame contract reads are just extraordinary this time around, and I mean in every way, shape, and form. My subscribers, welcome back. Hope you're enjoying them, if that's possible, for a twin flame read. These have been tricky, and the extended reads, I tried doing extended reads again this time, they're worth it. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But let me welcome anybody new to the channel. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign or Cross Watcher. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're digging what I do at some point, please do consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, commenting, notification bell, all that stuff apparently helps people see the work, and I am glad to do the work, Virgo Earth sign that I am, as if there were any other kind of Earth sign but Virgo and Taurus. So let's get down to it. This is a general twin flame contract read, general in the sense that it's not a private read. You're not sitting across from me on the table or on a video chat deal. But a contract read. Twin flames are a type of soul contract, as are soulmate, but they are different. They're not the same thing at all. Soulmates and twin flames, there are some links in the description box that can go into that, and some of them are from me. One of them is from a brilliant spiritual teacher, Matt Kahn. His deck, the Healing Mantra deck, his card will be the last card down, even though it's not divination, it's a healing tool, but I think you'll dig his redefinition of twin flame and soulmate. Just makes more sense and really puts them in separate categories in a way that helps and understand, like, for example, twin flame contracts, you learn how to love yourself in a twin flame contract. You learn how to heal yourself in a twin flame. You learn how to set boundaries and your self-worth. Why? Because they're tumultuous and often traumatic and troublesome, but transformative and absolutely necessary. And it doesn't mean that love isn't there. It just means you can't give each other the type of love that you want from each other. You get the kind of love you need from each other, which is sometimes a very unhealthy manifestation of it, so that you move in the direction of healthy. It's just how it is. I didn't write that rule. Do I look like I would write that rule? I wouldn't write that rule. As it is, you need lots of twin flames to learn how to be the mate of your own soul, hence a better soul mate, right? It's all about loving. You get it. You get it, you get it, you get it. So we're doing divine feminine on this side, divine masculine on this side, like a contract. We're going to look at party number 1 and party number 2, and there will be a center lane, sort of the energies that affect both of them. So, stay in the present moment. Try and focus on your breath. Remember, it's general. If you're focusing in the present moment on your breath, you'll be able to take what resonates and what doesn't. Remember, resonation isn't about what you like or don't like. It's what's your body doing, particularly earth signs. Particularly if you have heavy earth sign placement, your intuition might very well come more in the body than, let's say, in the third eye, right? Okay, let's do this. All the decks that I read are in the description box. At the bottom, there is an extended reading on VIMEO, so what may, and I will say this, what may not appear as a romantic sexual twin flame contract, spit it out, Mark, on YouTube has turned into some of these videos. I think the preponderance of them have turned sexual romantic once in VIMEO, or I can curse like a sailor if I like. Cool, cool. We're going to start with Caroline Mace archetype deck, 1 card each for the divine feminine, the divine masculine. Let's see who our Capricorns are. Take a nice deep breath. Here we go. Oh, I love this part so much. Oh, please. My collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of twin flame contract law, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, I need 2 cards to best typify the divine feminine and the divine masculine in the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contracts, timeless whenever they're supposed to catch it, but really focusing here August and September 2020. Please, who's our divine feminine and who is our divine masculine, absolutely. I won't forget to make the disclaimer, and the disclaimer is this has nothing to do with bodily gender, divine masculine, divine feminine. I consider myself predominantly divine feminine, but if I didn't have divine masculine energy, I wouldn't be doing this. I would be I'd be in prayer and meditation all the time. I'm a mystic, right? Bread and water in a monastery somewhere, right? Ashram, something or other. Nope, Leo rising, Virgo. So let's get up in this gig. Archetypes are tricky, particularly these two. As dark as the shadow side, because they're neutral. They're a balance of shadow and light, positive and negative, light and gold. I'm trying to like soften it for you. You know, I love my Capricorns. One word here in particular can very much be associated with Capricorn, so I just want to soften the blow a little bit. As dark as the archetype seems is as bright as its light is, and vice versa, right? As beautiful as you might think the lover archetype is, oh, the shadow lover will slit your tires, right? You know? Will Lucretia Borgia you when you're not looking. What lovely jewelry you have. Thank you. Okay, so here we go. We've got the divine feminine Martyr and the divine masculine Trickster. I mean, I can't tell you how universal this is. Where you think you're the only sign to ever get the divine feminine Martyr with the divine masculine Trickster, but that's the thing. We only think of the Martyr in terms of the shadow of it, the suffering of it, which is said in 4 words. Technically, one of them is 2 of them is hyphenated. Addiction to self-pity. Right? Addiction to self-pity, and we all know people like that. We've all had moments of that in our lives. It's part of the human experience. The soul comes in for the full range of emotion, no matter what the ego or the personality seem to want. The soul tends to get what it wants, what it needs. So yes, that addiction to self-pity. I do my best to be a hedonist rather than a martyr, but that doesn't mean there are days where I am not feeling the self-pity. It's part of the human experience. Plus, if you're an empath, how many people are feeling that? Right, seriously. If you have any empathic skill as a divine feminine, you're feeling other people's stuff, remember, it's not always you. You might have like 2% of it, and the other like 98% is humanity. But then the light, right? If you're not manipulating people through your own suffering, another way of doing it, the light attribute, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. This is a divine family archetype, like no joke. Like all of the greats martyred. Like all of the greats, well, at least all the masculine greats martyred. But when you're willing to suffer for a cause, what if that cause is yourself? To say, well, no matter what this takes, I am going to learn the transcendent nature of sponsoring my own self, my own cause, right? In service. So remember, the word service is key here. And service is very Capricorn, but you have to say so is the word martyr, right? That idea of slow and steady wins the race, up the mountain go. It's Saturn, right? I get it. But that's why you guys are so good for the long haul. You really, really are. You're so dependent. Like I said, I would marry a Capricorn. I really would, if they had, as long as there was no Gemini in the chart anywhere. I have a Gemini bias. I hope that doesn't get me canceled, right? Really. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Anyway, we've got the Trickster here, the divine masculine, and you know, enough with the Trickster archetype and divine masculines already. The shadow attribute, manipulating others through duplicity. Sounds twin flamey to me. I don't know, I've had enough of them. Stick a fork in me, I am done. The light attribute, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior, which is why they're fun. Right? The Trickster. Now, again, either one of these can be the Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. That's how these contract reads usually roll. You're going to have to figure out which one you are. And look, and here's the thing about archetypal, how you know you have an archetype in particular. It's called animation. Now, I don't mean like Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, which might be a little specific for some of you at the moment. But if it's like, oh, that's animation. Or if it's like, oh, it's animation. But if it's like, meh. Like right now, me for the Trickster, it's like, meh. Even the Martyr, it's like, meh. But it's not like jolting me one way or the other. That's resonance. That's taking what resonates and leaving what doesn't. All right, what we're going to do is before we start laying out, because we're going to do elemental spread for both of these to, you know, kind of get the fire, earth, air, water spirit for each, but first I really want to see who are the angels that walk with them, because twin flame contracts are different than soulmates. Soulmates, you help each other heal, right? It just rises up in you and you're there to heal them when they need it, and vice versa. It's symbiotic, it's sympathetic, but it doesn't always have that pardon the Sex and the City reference, but zazazoo, right? It just doesn't have that twin flame to it. But let's see, who are the angels that walk with us too? Breathe. These two. Grammar, please. My angels and archangels, please. I need 2 cards, one for this martyr and one for this trickster in this Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract to August 2020 or timeless. Who is the angel that walks, oh, I felt that, with the martyr, right? To help her heal, right? To help how she's going to help heal herself, working with that particular healing angel. And for the divine masculine trickster, who we got? For the martyr, thankfully, we have the angel of music. Now, what would the angel of music be about? It's a title, the angel of music. It's not called that. It's not their names, right? The angel of music is going to bring messages to you through music. I get them all the time. Songs that stuck in my head, particularly when it's out of nowhere. Or if I wake up with it in my head, I'm like, what? And I know to either listen to the words or feel the vibration of the song or play the song, and then I'll get the vibratory, whatever, the insight, right? But also, it how many times, please, the song's on the radio just said exactly not just what you were feeling, but a different way of looking at it, that you go, oh, right? But for a lot of you here as well, there's a musical thing here. Let the music guide you, but also if you are in any way creative. I mean, if you are the Capricorn here in this twin flame, the divine feminine here, particularly a martyr to music, a martyr to art. Are you kidding? Service to art. I've known plenty of martyrs to art that will walk away from their names and families and right, all for the cause of art, like the martyr artist archetype. So, get some music out of it. Remember, there's a difference between process and product. Yes, the world's clamoring for more content and more product. But there might be something, it's a divine family archetype here, the martyr, where there is some real creation that comes out of this. That's going to be for some of you, not all of you, I know. Because the trickster here has new love. Now, new love at this point, without looking at the other cards, could really be a new spiritual love. Could be a new, it's in the contract, a renewed love for each other. This doesn't necessarily mean they've just met. But I have to say, I could see the alchemical attraction between the two. And they're also saying this could very easily be sibling, right? The older trickster and the younger martyr. I can relate to that. I'm the youngest of 4. Oh, and they're old. Some of them are older, right? So, you walked into the traps that they so deftly set, the tricks and stuff, but that is how I learned how to short sheet a bed. Didn't say I didn't have any of the trickster in me. Out of your mind. Of course I do. That's Hermes. Looking over my shoulder, talking into the back of my head. This could easily be family, right? Like, I'm so used to seeing these, and I think everybody is on YouTube used to seeing these as instantly romantic sexual, and just because it's the card of new love, maybe not necessarily so. Let's keep going. Those are the angels you call it. What would the angel of new love do? Like, what is its function? And these are questions to ask yourself as you're feeling out which of these you are. Remembering that in twin flame contracts, there's twinning, where there are reflections, right? Sometimes they're opposite reflections, which you call a negative reflection, a mirror of judgment, or sometimes it's just straight out the exact same vibe in somewhat different form. So what we're going to do to clarify that, we're going to get you some tarot narrative, Daughters of the Moon, for the divine feminines, and the mythic tarot for the divine masculines, fire, earth, air, water, spirit. In the extended, I switched them. So the past, present, future will be done for the divine feminine with the mythic tarot. The divine masculine will get past, present, future with the Daughters of the Moon. And then we clarify it with a whole other deck, the Chuck Spezzano love pack. It's an intense process. So let's see. I'm kind of getting almost like the teaser, knock it off, tease, knock it off, right? Like that could very much be, like you say, a contract can be a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Like if this is a family member, But there is love here. Like, there's love and there's music. So there, you know, do what you got to do on your end of this. Breathe. Yeah, my goddesses, Persephone in particular, please, feeling this could easily be parent-child, right? This could easily be like friends, even where one of them is just that one that kind of like drives you up a wall, but you love them anyway. My goddesses, please, element spread, 5 cards. I'll call them out one at a time. For this divine feminine martyr archetype in this Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Twin Flame contract, August, September 2020, please, what is her element of fire? What does she want in this contract? What is her element of earth? What is her element of earth? That was close, but no cigar. To help her get what she wants in her element of fire. By the way, I'm saying she and he because it just keeps it straight in my brain. I could do it this way too. Please, what is this martyr? What is this martyr thinking? That's not much better. What is this divine feminine martyr? What is her element of air? What is she thinking about this contract? Her element of water, I feel like going to be really kind of key here. What she's feeling about it. And most importantly, the element of spirit. What is the point of view or the voice of the soul that agreed to this contract in the first place? Because often that can be so transcendent, and we're looking at the transcendent, right? Learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. All right, so we're going to put that aside for a second and do the exact same thing for the divine masculine so that we can flip fire and fire, earth and earth, and compare as we go, which I find a little bit more fun and interesting, but I would. Okay. Breathe. Oof. The gods, the divine masculine, please, my gods. 5 cards, element spread, same as with the divine feminine martyr, but for this trickster archetype, this divine masculine trickster, walking with the angel of new love in this Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract, August, September 2020, or timeless, please. My beloved gods of Capricorn. What? I'll call them out one at a time. Thank you. Element of fire. What is this trickster want? Element of earth. What does he have to get him? That was 2. What does he have to get? The fuel that feeds the fire of what he wants. What is he thinking about this contract? What is he feeling about this contract? And most importantly, what is the point of view of the soul? The card of spirit, the point of view or the voice of the soul in this Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract. August, September 2020, or timeless. All right, let's get down to it. Everything's on the table, at least for now. We'll then build the center lane once this is all revealed. Element of fire, what do y'all want? Wow. Well, the divine feminine here, the martyr, wants a new idea, a new thought, maybe a new communication, maybe a new beginning in communication, but definitely when you have the Oracle of Delphi here, right, the Sibyl, right, bringing through prophecy. It's probably not that scale of it, but with that card of music here, this could be about inspiration coming in through the mind. Really wants to maybe learn something new from this, though we so immediately associate that all the time with communication. I'm going to say that the divine masculine wanting the card of the Tower, that I don't know that she wants that particular type of communication. It might be that what he wants is to have this radically changed and transformed thing, perhaps to speak the truth. Oh, and with the angel of new love and the trickster, she probably has no idea. Remember, I'm saying he and she just for the benefit of the reading in a contract, divine masculine, divine feminine. This could be any combo that you like, any combo you may find yourself in. But this is the card of the Tower. This is Poseidon, the Earthshaker, the Earthquaker. Everything being brought down all at once so that it can be rebuilt, right? And so a new love wants to kind of demolish something to rebuild. And I do feel like that's what they want in this contract. I don't think it's to end it. Not with the card of new love. Do you see what I'm saying? Unless they want to end this for a new love ahead of them, but let's not jump just there just yet. What is the... Well, because then in a way they both want something new. What they have to help them get what they want, the card of Temperance. Now look, I'm just going to say the Martyr here, the Divine Feminine here with music. Really, 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 really get what Temperance is, right? That you're Capricorn. Slow and steady wins the race. That takes endurance. That takes, if you are the Capricorn, it takes endurance. It takes patience. It's one step at a time. Slow and steady wins the race. Because the Trickster here, really feeling this is more the Capricorn, but it can't be true for everybody here. The Queen of Swords is such an Aquarian card in terms of what they have, which is almost saying be very logical, be very cold, be very distant. So even though there is a new love going on here and wants to deliver a tower moment or experience a tower moment of some kind, the new thought that you're looking for comes from being balanced. And I'm going to go with what I'm getting here because some of this is just true for everybody, no matter what sign it is. Are you getting enough sleep? Right? Sometimes it takes discipline to get the right amount of sleep that you need. Are you doing your yoga? Are you doing the things that you know to keep your body in balance? What is your discipline? Look, I didn't like the word discipline because immediately to me it meant punishment, but that's not what the word means. It feels that way though, doesn't it? No, discipline means in terms of being a disciple. What is it that you are disciple to and you get to choose? That's why I love being a witch. I'm an eclectic. No tradition fucking owns me. No, thank you very much. Coven of one. I'm good. And we're all one, coven of, we're all in unity together. That's great. But in terms of how I bring myself into balance, that's an ever-changing game every single day. Maybe different for a Capricorn. And remember how they always give me this image. If you've ever had to temper eggs, right, in cooking, you have to add the liquid, the warmer liquid, slowly, otherwise the eggs will scramble or curdle. And sometimes you don't want that in a sauce. Soufflés. I keep on seeing hollandaise, but I can't remember if that's the one or not. I just don't remember at the moment. But my God, I feel it. It's like if you can just really stay balanced, be patient, take your time, really make sure your physicality is getting what it needs. Eat, sleep, rest, motion, just the basics. Like you don't have to go overboard, even if it's a little bit every day. It's going to allow this angel of music to work through you too in some ways, because what do you usually do? You listen to music, right? When doing those things, whether cooking or eating or exercising, meditating, what have you. You're going to get something really wonderful out of here that's a service, and I feel like to yourself as well as all of humanity, which is why the guides wanted to do the extended this time. They were like, no, look where we are on the planet. The more people who can heal themselves through their twin flame contracts, understanding the true nature of them, the more that heals the holographic oneness of all we are. So your personal healing and planetary healing are one and the same. It's a mouthful. Just passing my crown chakra around. What are they thinking? Well, what are you thinking? What are you thinking, you Capricorn twin flames? You guys are thinking a lot of major arcana. Because even though here we've got the Queen of Swords, what they have to get this tower is to just kind of be very, very, I almost want to say cold, calculating, business-like, unemotional, but has the card of the Fool in their mind, wants to take the leap into new love, literally facing the direction of the card, where the Divine Feminine's like, I want to see this differently. I want to let go of this for a little bit. Maybe it's not that letting go, I'll never speak to you again, but I need to let go of something here. Now, the card of the Hanged Man in general has a lot of mythology around it. I mean, all the way back to Odin on the world tree Yggdrasil, and there is certainly that image as well in the mythic tarot of Prometheus bound, right? After stealing flame, there's always some kind of sacrifice, something that needs to be let go of, and in order to receive, in order to see things differently. Like Odin had to pluck out an eye, essentially, to get the runes, for example, and visions, etc. Law of equivalent exchange, if you want to go Full Metal Alchemist on me. But there is something here about enlightenment there as well, about seeing this differently. Perhaps in the mental field, a sacrifice, a letting go of a particular point of view, thought, or belief, perhaps plugged into the Martyr, that this is not happening to the Divine Feminine Martyr here, but happening for. But from a larger perspective, right? Therefore needing to see oneself differently, see the situation differently mentally, but the body really has to be in balance. Like, you really have to take your time and be patient with that, because if it's not enough sleep, right? If your nervous system is all inflamed, it's not great. But I'm going to say the tricky one here, yes, is thinking about, I want to jump. Now, I will say, do we know if this is towards the Divine Feminine or away from the Divine Feminine? We don't know. But that the Tower, it's a move. It's a bust a move. Some truth, something comes into manifestation, or at least what they want. But they're like, live long and prosper, right? You know, very Aquarian. That card of the Fool, I don't know. It's a lot of major arcana cards racking up here so far. Element of water, right? It's twin flame. Let's see what the element of water is here. Well, a lot of swords. So when you have a lot of air in the water, it's carbonation. Six of Blades for the Divine Feminine, emotional manipulation through the mind. This could be a healing process. I love the Six of Blades. First of all, who doesn't love a lovely little gondola ride, right? From choppy to smooth water, it's lovely. But this is really seeing things differently. I mean, and it affecting the emotion. It totally goes, these two go so well together, at least in this deck, right? That through the sacrifice of a point of view, or at least taking the time, right? To chill out, to wait on the will of the divine to show you something. The emotions are manipulated as a result of seeing things differently. I don't know. She seems like she got it together for a martyr, you know, and that's the thing. If you dedicate yourself, well, this is a way to do it. I am going to kick this twin flame's ass. Not the person, the lesson, right? I am going to heal, right? You become almost like this, I don't know, spiritual warrior, Amazon being, right? Regardless. Get your bulletproof bracelets, your razor sharp tiara, your lasso of truth. We're out of here. Because the Divine Masculine here has 9 of Swords. So their emotions are just, there's all sorts of stuff. The duplicity here is that they're probably in quite a bit of tumult. And if this tumult, isn't that a great word? Tumultuous relationship much. But that's what twin flames are. But there's a lot of thinking going on here. Really the thought of, well, if I do this, and then I'm up all night because I don't know what I feel about it, because I feel in conflict, overwhelmed. Thank you very much, whoever that was. They are feeling overwhelmed. This is a new love. This is definitely a new love that they are overwhelmed with that 9 of Swords. Let me do this with that 9 of Swords. In the water position and the Fool in their air position. So they're thinking about it, but emotionally, I don't feel like they have the right point of view on this, to be honest. So if this is you, get that. I'll tell you what you want, what you really, really want. You want a Tower moment, to have the air cleared, the truth revealed, the illusions taken down, all at once. I mean, it depends on how fast you want to travel too. I mean, if this is the Capricorn, they might say we could take that in doses, which is fine too. I'm just a Virgo. I'm mutable Earth. I'm like, can we get this rock slide over with already? So with that card of emotional manipulation, you're both kind of doing the same thing, but I do feel like with the 6, the difference between the 6 and the 9, aside from 3 swords, is more of a therapeutic balance thing here, where the 9 can be some revelation in that, but the 10 would absolutely bring it into resolution. Last card, like I said, I think the most important in these, the point of view of the soul that at some point said, oh yeah, that's a lovely character, I would love to play him or her. Well, let's see how it goes. How's their relationship going to go? Oh yeah, sign me up for that. Oh, dear God. Okay. For her, we have Hecate, the Scorpio card. Dive deep, honey. This is a soul thing. There is a transformation here for you, Hecate. The Scorpio card here is about the hidden depth, wisdom. To feel what has to be felt, the light and the dark, in order to reveal the treasures within you of your own wisdom. That there is a service to yourself and humanity here where you may very well be clearing out emotional fields for lots and lots and lots and lots of people, maybe not even those around you, but planetarily. I mean, Hecate, the goddess of witches, the queen of the crossroads, I mean, she's been with me my entire life. I feel like I've always known her, even as a kid, that name, looking it up from comic books and stuff. Just feeling her presence in this reading for you, that there is a transformation on for you here, But part of that is, really, I'm not going to say pluck out your eye for the runes, but really you got to look at this contract differently. Look at your role in it differently. Are you really a martyr here, as the card indicates in the light or in the shadow, right? Are you seeing the service to yourself or a cause? And what I've been trying to get across for a while, because, I mean, I've always known it to be, but it's more than a cliche now, is that as one of us heals, all of us heal. So there's a transformation. So as one of us transform, all of us do. It's just how you affect positive change one person at a time is by really starting and always doing the work within yourself. It's not like, oh, I'm done, now I can serve everybody else. That's the spiritual ego will tell you that. So with that Scorpio card, the Divine Masculine Trickster here is looking at options. Even on a soul level, saying, honey, there are lots of different ways you could do this. Seven of Cups, right? Well, look, Aphrodite's like, well, you could do this, or you could do this. Now, the tea here is that she's about to go into the underworld, our lovely Psyche here. At this time, the bride of Aphrodite's son, Eros. You want him, you have to do this, this, and this. And one thing she got to do is go down into the underworld for Persephone's beauty cream, which I have to say works. It's really fabulous. I understand why she doesn't, market it, because everybody has a cosmetics lines nowadays. And really, the shipping from the underworld's ridiculous, although centrally located in a way. Mythical humor. I just grew up with that. So what is going on here in the soul of this trickster is that they have a lot of options. They have a lot of things that they want emotionally. They have a lot of the feels about this in this relationship, but they kind of get that there are all sorts of different ways that this could go. And perhaps this tower that they have is to bring some clarity, right? To kind of not narrow the field between perhaps this divine feminine and someone else, but to maybe pull them out of the fog a little bit, right? Bring them into a sharper relief and clarity with some new foundations revealed, with old foundations destroyed. All right, well, there is our couple. Now, at this point, you probably have an idea who you are, right? That's enough information, fire, earth, air, water, spirit, archetype, and angel, that now we can start building just 4 cards, 4 oracles, well, 3 oracles in a healing modality, a healing tool, I guess we would call Matt Kahn's thing, his healing deck. Sorry, just making room here. Our center lane will start with the Kuan Yin Oracle. Just got it last week or so, digging it big time. Because it is, I mean, it even says right on the book, it's like guidance and enlightenment from the divine feminine. So the center lane is just that. It is the contract itself, almost like the third person in the contract itself, the energy of the two. So what is said for one is said for both, right? So even though this is the divine feminine, it's about the divine masculine because they got it too. And that will probably show up when I do the past, present, future, because that's how it's been going in the extended. Breathe. Oh, Kuan Yin. This is the first series that I've brought these Kuan Yin cards, these Kuan Yin oracles in. Thank you so much, beloved Kuan Yin. As I breathe you in, I ask, really, for the Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign Twin Flame contract, August, September 2020, or timeless, for this Divine Feminine Martyr archetype and this Divine Masculine Trickster archetype. One who walks with the Angel of Music and one who walks with the Angel of New Love. You can feel that. Whether or not this is true love, you know more than we do. Please, 1 card in clarity for this Twin Flame contract, August, September 2020, or timeless. What is your piece of guidance, grace, and compassionate love for this contract? Kuan Yin, Shining Lotus. That's Shining Lotus. Paging Shining Lotus. Card number 26. Oh, popped right to it. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot. There's like pages and pages and pages. I'm just going to read the first little paragraph, maybe the next paragraph, because sometimes it's not enough. I usually take that as it goes, but definitely I will read the prayer at the end. Shall we? Story time. But take this in. It doesn't matter doesn't matter which side you're on. This is for the unity of the healing of the individual. Shining Lotus, card number 26. There are times when it makes sense to be discreet. until you find your inner strength so that you feel empowered enough to share your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs without wavering, even in the face of challenges by another. I think I know this one. At other times, we benefit ourselves and others by taking a risk and allowing the inner lotus blossom of our true self to shine forth for all to behold. This is about mud. We'll get there. I'll read the first paragraph. The thing about the shining lotus is, it's like there are times where we need to kind of protect our light, right? And that might be the case here. I mean, I am looking at the Scorpio here for the Divine Feminine. Bringing herself into balance is what she could do. That card of the Temperance, seeing things differently. She might need to take some space here and go listen to the music. And yet here, sometimes the Divine Lotus, it's time for it to be revealed. And I do feel like the Divine Masculine, it kind of wants that, wants something revealed here, wants their true essence to be shown. Have you been hiding in the spiritual closet, beloved? Sometimes it makes sense to avoid sharing your thoughts and feelings about spiritual beliefs and other personal matters until they are clearer in your own mind. However, there are also times when hiding your deepest truths away from the world will no longer protect you, but actually hold you back from living your divine destiny, shining the lotus light of your own soul and walking your path in the world. Let's go to the prayer. Beloved Kuan Yin, Mother of mercy and compassion, bless me with divine timing and divine words, that I may express myself truthfully and well, and that my truths may be healing for all concerned. For the highest good, so be it. Bless my lotus heart with shining peace and love. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, one of the translations is blessed be the jewel in the lotus, which she is, the shining lotus. So look, it feels like one of you has got to like keep your mouth shut and kind of hide away, and the other of you has to kind of be true to who they are. And I'm kind of feeling that with that Scorpio card, cover your roots in mud, right? Go deep. Go deep, ground yourself, right? Take care of your body, bring yourself into balance for the Divine Feminine. Kuan Yin saying that the most loving way through and compassionate way through for yourself. But for this Divine Masculine Trickster to maybe not be so trickstery. Not be trickstery, keep that trickster thing, but transcend convention, right? Are you manipulating others through duplicity because of convention? Because, well, what if people thought out, and what if they knew? Like that sort of trickster duplicity thing, or just be like, well, screw it. Right? This is how I feel, whether I'm going to speak the truth, whether you want to be with me or not. Like that kind of thing. Oh, I mean, it's the stuff of movies, it's the stuff of romance novels, but that's what makes life worth living when we all step up and do that for new love. I mean, maybe it's too new. I could see then the Nine of Swords, that constant overthinking. So maybe you need to kind of, with that Seven of Cups hovering there in the soul position, cover up your roots a little bit. You just cover up your roots already. I'm getting new overtone purple for brown for my birthday. I get a discount. Thank you, Kuan Yin. Thank you for the discount for my birthday, because I'm in the membership, whatever. Yes, the Kuan Yin membership as well as overtone. Conditioning color for a new generation. Fabulous. Let's ask Archangel Michael. You think it's easy doing these all day? These are rough and tumble, but that's why I'm really glad to be working with Kuan Yin in the center lane here, as well as, of course, Archangel Michael. I mean, I'd say he's the hottest archangel, but he's the archangel of the powers of South, element of fire, so duh, right? You know, I'm of Uriel and Ariel. We're over the north. We're the green ones, not the red ones. But I love this oracle a lot. It really turns the party. It really, all of a sudden, you're in a totally different spiritual dimensional space looking at this thing you just thought was a relationship. Ha! Let's go high and deep with Archangel Michael, shall we? Nice deep breath. Because he and I have an intimate relationship. He literally used to speak through me in the 80s and 90s. When I was an Archangel Michael channel, yeah, the New Age 90s was something else. Breathe. My beloved Archangel Michael, please, one card in clarity for this Divine Feminine Martyr and this Divine Masculine Trickster in this Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame contract. August, September 2020 are timeless, please, my beloved. What is the truth as you see it? Your piece of guidance, grace, inspiration, information for these two Capricorn knuckleheads. Healing Angel. Healing Angel, peace. Now, you'd say, oh, thank you, Healing Angel, peace. Now, this deck is not as it appears to be. First of all, the numbers on it, tiny little ant-sized numbers. Number 29. That makes an 11. I did math. The miracles are just flowing today. Healing Angel card number 29, but the key word is peace. All right? Accepting life as it is brings peace and healing. Okay, you can start to heal both yourself and our planet through acceptance. See, that's the quantum unity part of it. That why I think the guides are like, no, really, if you don't like what's going on in the world, look what's going on in your twin flame relationships. Heal what you can within yourself because you can't heal the other person. You can only heal yourself, so get to work. Kind of vibe. Yet acceptance does not mean that you give up on attempting improving things. Absolutely not. You have to accept there's a problem before you can fix the problem. It simply means accepting that there may be a higher purpose to things even though we do not see it. Like in a twin flame contract that they're teaching you how to love yourself. Those are the ones you look back later and you go, oh, that was a nightmare, but it totally set me up for this dream that I'm in now. And I mean, the happy dream, as the Course in Miracles might call it. Regardless of your situation, peace is possible now, blessed be. It will never be any more or less possible than now. Life will continue its course, driven by a will higher than our own. Little we do will ever change that. And yet, we can change our perception of our circumstances and surroundings, and this will make a difference. A quote from Walt Whitman, "The future is no more uncertain than the present. The future is no more uncertain than the present." Well, that's Walt Whitman for you. Loved his mall. Sorry, it's a Long Island joke. I used to work across from it at Body, Mind, and Soul in Huntington. Blah, 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 blah. And so the Healing Angel, you guys just have to kind of accept where you are, what you're feeling. Look. The thing with twin flame contracts is that they're supposed to be turbulent. They're supposed to be a little intense, a lot of intense, so that you move in the directions of healing and transformation. It's rough. So whether this is parent, lover, what have you, there needs to be an acceptance that maybe now is not the time to go full on sharing everything, particularly in terms of spirituality with somebody. Or maybe it is. It could be, but you have to accept that if it's not both of you at the same time, that there is an acceptance that needs to be shared here. Accepting what is doesn't mean that improvements can't be made and that life isn't going to go on. Of course, things are going to change. You know, my dad, rest his soul, I'll never forget, he told me this when I was young, the only statement that will never change is, "And this too shall pass." He's right. He's right. Like, it doesn't matter what happens. This too shall pass. All that rises falls, right? All that waxes wanes. So there's an acceptance here in this. But I really, really feel the Divine Feminine, if she wants to really serve here in a way to pull out of that addiction to self-pity that we all go through in twin flame contracts, that there is a service here that her healing is part of the healing of all. But boy, the spiritual ego can just mince that up, right? And all of a sudden make it like spiritual busy work and going to the gym every day with every single chakra and scrubbing yourself with bleach and wire brushes. No. But certainly wanting this clarity for her makes sense. And then for the Divine Masculine, we still got 2 more cards to go, but for the Divine Masculine here, that the healing that they're really looking for here is accepting that they feel what they feel and they think what they think and that they are at odds of it and they do have options. That 7 of Cups, they do have ways through this. They may just have to go through it intuitively rather than intellectually. It's probably a nice way of saying it. With the Angel of New Love, why wouldn't they have to do it a new way? Let's ask the higher selves of all involved. Breathe. Well, that's a different vibe. The higher souls of all involved for this Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame contract. August, September 2020, or timeless, involving this Martyr, this Trickster. Don't know which one is the Capricorn. Feeling more that one, but can be both. Both could be Capricorn. Oh my goodness. Throw the cards across the table. Please, what is the piece of insight, information, inspiration, the whisper of love from the Whispers of Love Oracle here for this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? I know no matter which one, no Martyr, which one it is, whether it's the Martyr or the Trickster, what is your message for them in this Twin Flamer, August, September 2020, or timeless? Treasure your loved ones. It is important to love each other deeply. Look, I think we're all learning this right now, and it's not easy. But taking care of yourself, it feels like that. There's certainly love here between the two of them, but this Martyr might have a real hard time right now in terms of connecting and communicating. And I'm going right back to this Shining Lotus. So there are times when it's like the petals are closed and the jewel is still there, but resting, obscured, healing, balancing itself, sort of comes out brighter than ever when next it blossoms. Where it does feel like this Trickster is going through quite a lot on the inner and is really looking to maybe deliver a tower moment here of truth that this one might not be ready for. So just to be in this place of accepting and yet treasure each other. There's ways of treasuring each other without calling in a tower moment, even through prayer, even through meditation. A new way of treasuring yourself, certainly. And if that's what's missing from this Martyr schemata, the self-care will, then I would say if the Trickster is aware of this in any way, shape, or form, to be in support of that. And just be careful with this tower energy. I know it's what you want. I don't know if it's what's best for the situation, but what do we know ultimately? Treasure your loved ones. It is important to love each other deeply. And I feel like really there is so much love here, but it's new. Yeah, you with me? Dude, but it feels more new. Way more risk emotionally here with the Nine of Swords. Do you know what I'm saying? Then, well, that's not to say if it's a come around that it wouldn't be a risk anyway. One more card down. Then we will hop over to the extended, and I make a preview, 5 or 6 minutes or so, so you can see the setup of how things move. But let's get your last card down from the Ascended Masters, this is their first time really communicating in this spread, even though they are the Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts. They feature heavily in the extended as we use the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack to clarify some stuff. Nice deep breath. Oh, the higher selves of all involved, please. Quiet group up there. Capricorn, I get it. Please, what is the perfect healing mantra for this Divine Feminine Martyr and this Divine Masculine Trickster in this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame contract for August, September 2020 or timeless, please? What have you got for them? The perfect healing mantra so that they can learn to heal themselves, love themselves, give themselves what the other can't. Deconstructing doubt. Only my beliefs are in the way. You can't see that with that light there. Let me try that. Nope, that's no better. That's what happens with pastel ink on pastel cards. Only my beliefs are in the way. Now, I will say, with the predominance of air here, right, of all the elements put together, the Divine Feminine has Ace of Blades in her element of fire and 6 of Blades in her element of water, right? So that's enough air to say that, yes, deconstructing doubt, very much a mantra that would be working for her. Only my beliefs are in the way. I can do anything. For this Divine Masculine, though, with the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Swords, that mentality might work more in the direction of maybe I'm not seeing this right. Because, I mean, the Nine of Swords really is chaotic thought. It can disturb your sleep patterns, keep you up at nights. Almost like waking nightmare kind of thought stuff. And that's what I'm getting here. So I could understand that just wanting it to stop, right? The Tower card there. Let me read it from the book. Only my beliefs are in the way. Deconstructing doubt. Then we'll pop up the whole picture and have a look-see-dooksy. You know how I like to see if I missed anything, or if sometimes they just wait until everything's on the table to show me stuff. Deconstructing doubt. Only my beliefs are in my way. As you deconstruct doubt, you are no longer lost in the concerns and curiosities of what if, which is what feels like's going on over here, but are more rooted in the truth of what is. When doubt is deconstructed, hardship is no longer a sign of misfortune. It is an opportunity to step outside your comfort zone and meet the higher aspects of soul that exist just beyond the boundary of the self. In other words, this is a growing thing, and I feel like particularly for the divine masculine, that this divine feminine martyr is in a place of healing. Listening to the beat of her own drum with that angel, the angel of music there, really, really going within, trying to see things differently, really trying to get some balance in it. Well, she has the temperance, she has the strength for this. This is why I kind of feel that divine feminine Capricorn energy there a lot. But really, let me do this last part of it here. The mantra is ideal for aligning with truth, right? I feel like there's a lot of confusion going on here, to be at peace. Like even Archangel Michael is kind of saying, just accept things as they are right now, because maybe you're not seeing them as clearly as you think. Becoming more self-actualized and transforming inferiority, which I find is interesting too. Because when people don't feel good enough, just essentially, inferior, the horrible word for it, the mind starts kicking in with all of these doubts about themselves and this and that and this and that. And it can be very, very crazy making. Let's pop up the picture. There's a lot here. And, you know, 4 major arcana cards. Yeah, let's pop this up. Take a nice deep breath. Magic clap. Because we've got a divine feminine martyr here, the shadow attribute addiction to self-pity, the light attribute learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. And if you are identifying here as the divine feminine, I would say really look into the martyr archetype through the work of Caroline Myss, MYSS, Sacred Contracts. Her website is astounding because you really get to see the sacred context of that sacred contract, right? Jesus, Buddha, right? How many of them martyred, right? How many of them on their path to enlightenment? So you're in good company. I mean, even if you want, they're just playing out on the planet now. How many people are learning the transcendent nature of service to humanity, right? As well as to themselves as part of that. Black Lives Matter and Trans Lives Matter, and you know, just this revolution we're going through. So there is a bit of a martyrdom in the air right now, but one that's trying to serve a larger cause here. And with the angel of music there, for this divine feminine, it's like this is a soul thing, right? Really allow the music to guide you and carry you through here, to keep you going and moving on, even in this contract, right? It's like this contract is part of it. And of course, you want a new look at this. You want a new communication, a new understanding, which is why if the communication does need to come from the trickster to the martyr, and I hate saying it that way, the divine masculine to the divine feminine, then know that she's got the balance to handle it, the temperance to maybe not react right away, to be a bit more grounded with it, but certainly if she's wanting a new communication here, it's one that brings in more truth and clarity. Why? Because she's doing the alchemical work of temperance here, right? Of slowly but surely healing, balancing the fire and the water so it does not evaporate or put out the fire, right? Evaporate the water or put out the fire. There is a balance there. And really in her mind, I can really see willing to look at least this contract in a totally different way, seeing, well, perhaps I was deluded, perhaps there's something here that I didn't know about within myself, which would then really make a manipulation of the emotion. I mean, it depends on I don't want to say the spiritual practice involved, but you've got 2 major arcana cards in a row there, going from earth to water, that obviously has an effect mentally on the element of water, emotion here. So there is some manipulation going on here, but I feel like it is guided, right? This is something deliberate. This is something, if you like, on a spiritual or a psychological path sort of nature, particularly with that card of Hecate, the goddess, the Scorpio card here in the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, deep treasures here. But also that scorpionic transformation. It is a death card in that sense, that out of this transformation comes, the hidden jewels, the hidden gems, the hidden powers, but also the deep intuition, guidance, and grace of rebirth that is indicative in that. So a very, very interesting divine feminine, but our divine masculine ain't no slouch there either. I mean, a trickster archetype, right? The shadow, manipulating others through duplicity and oftentimes manipulating themselves. All right, let's just keep that on the table as well there. But they are looking for the light attribute, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Which, like I said, tricksters can be a lot of fun, but teamed with a martyr, like that is what really gives me the sibling vibe between these two. And as I look around, again, not seeing anything wildly romantic here, except maybe that card of new love. Like, if this really is a romantic situation, I kind of feel like the divine feminine is not having it right now, kind of more into her own healing process, which is perfect for a twin flame if she's aware of twin flames. And maybe some of you are, but with this new love, he wants the tower. I mean, the angel of new love, if he really wants a new love, then it's almost like saying what he wants is to really destroy the old patterning, right? Or the old relationship or the old life that they've had in order to move into this, but they're not letting on with that, right? His element of earth, what he's got to help him get there is to almost be, I want to say, covert, duplicity, play it cool, at least be strategic in your thought, not tipping your hands, which is, I don't know that honestly this divine feminine would care all that much, unless that really is a declaration of love that would destroy the divine feminine. So therefore, what you have here to get you what you want is to more play it smooth. I don't you got to be cool, you got to be calm, you got to stay together. But will love save the day here with this new love if what he really wants is the tower? And, maybe that tower is self-imposed, right? Wanting to just break down his own walls, his own barriers, and start over. Which would be the start over and the mental position of the card of the Fool, Dionysus, ready to just leap off into the unknown, in to follow his passion, to follow his bliss. But that is causing 9 of Swords. That's sort of fool thinking, and I'm not saying foolish, can be called forth by new love, something divine within them. But with that 9 of Swords just playing havoc on their emotions in terms of what if thinking. So I do feel like that deconstructing doubt, just to jump ahead, right? Only my beliefs are in the way, that you'll be able to really look at your different options here in this 7 of Cups and be able to feel them out. That doubt is a necessary part of the process. Not that we shouldn't pay attention to doubt, but if it's really knocking us off balance, then there's something there in an alchemical process of healing that needs to be looked at, because perhaps, since we're looking at the 9 of Swords in particular, an overwhelm of thought, contradictory thought, the difference between hope and fear kind of thought, can be a very powerful moment resolved if the 10 of Swords shows up, and eventually it will, one would think, in this divine masculine trickster's life. Now, the center lane here, Kuan Yin is the shining lotus. It really feels like one of them is open and one of them is closed, and that their opening and closing process might be out of sync for a while now. If they have just met, right? Again, now we're going to look quantum versions. If this is, I like you, but you're not ready for me, right? If this is, I love you, you're a new love of my life, but the divine feminine's like, I'm too busy, I have no time for that sort of thing. Look at all the work I have to do inside and outside. That's one way of this playing out. But also, I can't shake this brother-sister vibe here, and really, if I'm going to call it what it is, it feels like the brother is the divine masculine trickster, and believe me, a brother can be a twin flame contract. My brother Matthew, have you met him? No, you haven't. The martyr, right, that divine feminine, kind of being the sister, and just like enough, putting up with kind of this, and really just wants to do things differently, see things differently, and take control of maybe what her own triggers are, so she can't be so triggered and tricked by this divine masculine. So there are so many different ways this can play out, and of course, again, in the extended reading on Vimeo, we're going to go into that a lot deeper. But then there's Archangel Michael here with this healing angel and peace. The peace is available here to both of them individually. I don't think that there may be peace between the two of them in a conversation, not with that card of the tower there right now. Maybe that is about really honoring each other's space for a little bit more and accepting things as they are. They are temporary, they will change, but for right now there is peace in just accepting what is. That in order for things to settle down and heal a little bit, it's not repression. If the conscious intention is to, let's just call a truce, be at peace, accept what is right now, and pick this up later when it's, if it is, for example, red hot with tension and anger, etc., which I'm not really feeling here, but you know, could be. Treasure loved ones, says that the higher selves here, that this is again what leads me to think that this is family, and there is love here, but how do you treasure each other when you're not seeing eye to eye? How do you treasure each other when one is a trickster and one is a martyr? And the trickster will do anything that they can probably to get their message across, including tricks, when the martyr might be like, I'm really trying to see this all differently and heal myself right now. Finding new ways of treasuring each other that do not invade or impose upon what is, right? To accept what is, again, maybe through prayer and spiritual practice, that can be, you can treasure in that way. But let us not forget, only my beliefs are in my way on this one, and that as you deconstruct out little by little, tuning more to what is rather than what if, this has a chance of moving on. Because remember, this is just for August, September, or timeless still, I would say about a 2-month period. But one where the shining of the lotus or the hiding of the lotus needs to be as it is in their own individual seasons. Yeah. This will be an interesting one to take over into the extended, because I really would like to look at the past, present, future here to kind of get a little bit more of the flavor of the nature of this relationship, although it's supposed to play itself out differently in a quantum unity like that, a zodiacal gestalt, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. But looking forward to it. But if you don't, follow me over there, which is cool. You do you. Let me give you the blessing. May the Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in their twin flame contract to either reveal their true self, true light, their spirituality and all that, or keep it under wraps for a little bit longer as needed, as they accept what is, allowing the healing angel of peace to bring them some of the peace of mind and peace of heart that they are in need of right now, particularly in a twin flame contract, as they treasure their loved ones. Maybe not each other just yet, maybe not each other at all, but certainly to then turn the focus towards treasuring the ones that you love individually, and deconstructing doubt. Really understand that only your beliefs are in the way, and those beliefs were necessary to be in the way so that we can all heal, grow, and become the best that we can be. And may the Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign heal, grow, learn, become all that they can be, deconstruct doubt, treasure their loved ones for their well-being, the well-being of this contract, and through quantum unity consciousness, the oneness, the truth that we are, heal and bless all of humanity for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. I know it's a little gigantic, but hey, you're Capricorns. You guys climb mountains every day. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you like, comment below. There is a preview coming in a few seconds, so thank you. And wishing you the very best and the very blessed of it all in your twin flame contracts, or September, August, September, whenever you are watching this. I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to jump into Vimeo. My darlings, my Capricorns, wishing you the very best and the very blessed. Hail, farewell, and blessed be. Hey, my Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, thank you so very much for coming over to the extended reading here on Vimeo.com. Still your reader, Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, blah, 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 blah. Let's get down to it. We are going to be adding some timelines here. We're going to be clarifying with, like I said, in the part 1, I guess you want to call it, we're going to be looking at a timeline, past, present, future, using the Divine Masculine deck to clarify the Divine Feminine. I know it's a switcheroo. And the Divine Feminine to clarify past, present, future for the Divine Masculine, so that we really have the balance there. That's what really you want a twin flame contract to do, to give yourself what you want from the other one. So there's some power there in that. And then once we get those 6 cards out, we are going to clarify with 1 card each from the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. So that's 12. And then we're going to look at this larger spread and really see what we need to look at. Like, I really want to look at that Ace of Blades for the Divine Feminine Martyr, the Tower card. There's a lot I want to look at. So let's start. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all 6 of them, the past, present, futures for the Martyr and the Trickster here. And then we'll flip them over one at a time. You know how we do. Breathe. All right. My gods, there you are. Please, I need 3 cards, simple timeline for this Divine Feminine Martyr archetype in this Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising Venus sign, Twin Flame contract, August, September 2020, or Timeless. Please, my gods, 1 card. Where has this Divine Feminine Martyr been in this contract? Where is she now in this contract? Where is she headed in this contract? Smooth as silk. I really like whoever this is. I know it could be millions of people, but that felt very easy. Please, my goddesses. Right, it's not that big of a jump from god to goddess. Yes, Persephone, please. Can I have 3 cards in clarity for this Divine Masculine Trickster in this Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising Venus sign, Twin Flame contract, August, September 2020, or Timeless? Where has he been? Where has this Trickster been in this contract? The card of the past. 1, please, for where he is now in this contract, in the present, time of watching, I guess, and future. Where is he headed in this Capricorn Twin Flamer, August, September 2020, or Timeless? Shall we? That was very quick for Capricorn, right? That's a good thing. Let's have a look-see-took-see. Where have they both been in this contract? Okay, so for the Divine Feminine, here's the thing. She's been in the 10 of Cups. Now, maybe not been in the 10 of Cups with this Divine Masculine, but in this contract, I mean, yeah, if these two were together and had love, right now, we'll see what's going on right now, but certainly there are 2 different ways to see this, and this is going to be for different people. Just cope. One where you 2 have already been happily married, or whatever the vibe is between you. There's 10 of Cups. There's like happy home and mutuality and bliss and romance. This is Cupid, Eros, and Psyche, not just married. They were married back in the 3 of Cups in this deck, but now she has attained her godhood. Goddesshood, right? They've been accepted on Olympus as a married couple. So not just, because before it was just a god and a mortal, an amortal, not immortal, right? So that 10 of Cups, there's a lot of love and a lot of power there. Is it with this one or not? That's going to be different, because here we got in the past the volcano. Right, where they've been in this contract. I mean, not a peaceful card, right? Can be a card of anger, can be a card of action, can be a card of sexuality, but something that's been boiling under the surface for a while, Pele the volcano, finally explodes. Change happens. Desire moves forward. Now, I have to say, this means that the Trickster wants the hell out, right? If we stopped right here, right? If we just stopped at this point, because what does he want? The Tower with the Queen of Swords playing it cool, the Fool thinking about jumping, the 9 keeping him up at night, and the 7, these soul options of how he's going to do it emotionally, right? And I do feel like for this Divine Feminine, I don't think it's going to be that much of a shock, honestly. I feel like she might have been like, that is what it is. Now, the other way to look at this, of course, will depend on what's moving forward. If this is not romantic sexual, and this is indeed family-oriented, then it can be that their contract together, for the most part, has been very family-oriented, right? Balance, 10 of Cups, like a good family thing, but it feels like stuff's about to change. I was supposed to say shit's about to go down. But that does seem the case in terms of this Divine Feminine, really in her own space, in her own healing, but perhaps playing the role of the martyr in the family as well. And there's an end to that, and she might have made her peace with it. So let's see what happens next.